or something, we'll just drop that.
The greatness of the afternoon, man. It was
this song, and it'll be kind of like a surprise, unless you want to bring it up. But I don't see her in here yet, is she?
Yeah, she just walked up.
Okay. I'm gonna have her get some truck stuff, the most craziest stuff. And you know what was amazing?
Wait, so what are we starting with? I didn't go. I got reprimanded.
Reprimanded?
I got reprimanded for suggesting that I would take my son to go get her. So I'm rescinding and retracting.
You didn't get a chance to call that Lucas guy, did you?
No, I didn't even see that. What am I supposed to be apologizing?
You just got to have a conversation.
Okay.
You know, just a conversation because we'll talk off camera.
Okay.
Okay.
State politics. Hey y'all, sorry, doing some show prep, some pre-prep. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Kang? What up, Kenny Elam? What's up to all the CTA workers out there? Hey, Antonil. I know that I know you are headed out to big old Kansas City. Represent well. Please go to Peachtree. Stop at the Negro League Museum. Say what's up to
barbecue.
Huh?
Go to Gates Barbecue.
Gates Barbecue is lame. That is the most overrated barbecue in the history. Go get you some KC Masterpiece. That's what you do.
Oh man, that's the enemy, man.
That's the enemy.
What you talking about, man? They're going to the man. They're going to the man. The Gates is still on, black owned, right?
Huh?
Holly Gates is black man.
Gates is still on. It's but just man, overrated, boy. We used
well,
to,
but I mean,
we gonna support.
You gonna go out there and get the man's barbecue.
We going to Peachtree, man.
You gonna go get that man's barbecue.
Peachtree. Dang, Jesse, y'all ain't asked me if I wanted to go to New Orleans, man. Y'all know I couldn't go, but dang, I still would have liked to go. What's up, JB? There's a JB. Jesse K in the building. Hey, man, that's one of the original homeboys. Tanil said her connection is a Gates supporter, so she's going to Gates on Emmanuel Cleaver Street. Good morning, Edward Muhammad. Hey, brother, I'm looking forward to this tour, bro. Get your video cameras together. It is going down, boy. Well,
you know, both my kids are Kansas City Negroes, man.
Really?
Adrian from Kansas City.
She's from Kansas City.
She's born in
Kansas City.
Both my kids were born in Kansas City.
All right, here we go.
Kansas City. I know about Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. You don't know how to say it.
We in
Kansas City.
Everybody no more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking. Time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Oh, wake up, all teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, girl, just you and me. Wake up, all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hell. They're the ones so very long before their judgment day. Won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up all the doctors, time to build a new man. I know we can do it if we're all in the hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out. They do it every time. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it, girl. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. Good morning, world. Good morning, Chicago. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. Charles, how you feeling this morning?
More woke than ever, man. Wow, wow, wow. Seems like every day there's something that wakes you up even more.
Well, you know, man, as long as it ain't them calls.
I ain't worried about them calls. I got that coverage, man.
You got that covered.
We're covered.
You covered in the blood.
Covered in the blood, brother.
Covered in the blood. I just don't want to be covered with blood. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1698. And therefore, no, you are in the newsroom shaking your head. Now, you know, why are you shaking your head?
Because you covered in the blood. I was under the covers. I hit the snooze button so many times this morning.
You know what, Annette? I'm going to tell you what. I actually I had that same thing going on this morning. And it's so easy to hit the snooze button.
Easy, right?
But you know what? I think about the WVON listeners and I got to put my feet on the floor. Now, we cannot do the WVON morning show without the music conductor of the soul plane. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, how you feeling this morning?
Good morning, guys. You know what? Avoid a Dan Ryan. Avoid.
You know what? Avoid the Dan Ryan at the Skyway headed southbound. You know what?
What happened over there?
Something was happening on the Skyway, but it was a mess. You know what? Fortunately, Charles, I saw it coming. You know how sometimes you coming down the expressway and you see you flying down and you got a choice. You can either head into the abyss or you can take the exit.
I took that far left lane, the express lane.
Oh, you did.
You were lucky you did that. See,
Yeah.
it was in the local lanes.
Right.
There's a truck that was overturned there. It was carrying diesel fuel and it's leaking.
Ooh.
That's why you see hazmat out there. There's
Ooh.
fire engines. And you know, it's like the middle of the night when we come in. So it was like, a bunch of Christmas trees. It's like, what is that?
Ooh.
I saw the same thing coming in. I stayed in the local lanes, but I knew that had already happened this morning. It happened at about, I don't know, somewhere around 4 or 5 this morning.
Well, I'm here to tell you, I was able to avoid it. I scooted around, but you know, if you are on the Dan Ryan, I don't know, we'll be listening for that. And then let's keep our listeners aware. If you are headed southbound on the Dan Ryan, be careful because right at the tollway, right? You know, I said 63rd.
It's the ramp leading to the Chicago Skyway.
So I jumped off right at 63rd and got off and got on my way. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here this morning. Now, Charles, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in the news.
Man, what's up with your boy Trump?
Man. Okay, first of all, that ain't my boy. That's your boy.
That ain't my boy.
That's
Man,
your boy.
You know that he got this thing going now where everybody got him down with the Nazis and the extreme right wing and all that, bad stuff. But I want everybody to keep in mind that this current chaos is happening just 2 weeks after he appointed a new chief of staff who was supposed to straighten this stuff out. Clearly, that didn't work. Trump is as out of control as he has ever been. His message is so confused. He's turning around answering these reporters' questions as he's supposed to be leaving, totally out of school, tweeting. Man, I got to think the Republicans have got to be thinking about, hey, we're going to have to cut our losses at some point because this guy, as a leader, he gets a big, fat if. He has thoroughly screwed this man.
He has screwed the pooch.
Screwed the pooch, man. This guy is out of control. They warned during the campaign he did not have the temperament or the ability to be a president, and he proves it every day. I mean, this is crazy.
You know, Charles, we have got to talk to our girl Omarosa.
Got to.
We got to get Omarosa on the phone. And now I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be slapping her around, but I got some questions.
Yeah, some serious questions. I mean, I got to think the Republicans are saying, look, when is he going to get this under control? I mean, some of the stuff that he just has to say what he has to say and shut the you-know-what up and let it go. But it seems like he has to turn around and answer a question that's shouted at him without any counsel. I mean, so what is this General John Kelly in charge of, this new chief of staff? The Mooch got fired. Who's the communications director? I don't know. But the guy's White House is totally off the rails.
You know what? I'm getting a note here that says that Omarosa, the White House has reached out and said that Omarosa will be with us this week. So we got some questions. You know what, Charles? I think that's a great thing, too. If you got questions that you want us to ask Omarosa respectfully, why don't you put them on our Facebook page and we'll get there. But, Charles, we've got to go to traffic and weather. But when we come back, I think I want to do a little talking about what's going on in state politics because things are shaking up.
Heating up.
Hey, we're going to be talking to Ebony Williams, so she'll be coming back at 8 o'clock from Fox News because even Fox News was like, this man might be a little crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Talk of Chicago. We'll be back at 6:17.
More of The Morning Show with Maze Jackson coming up.
Good morning, y'all. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is here. So, couple things that I need to start seeing happen. If you all can take some time out to share the broadcast, but not only share the broadcast on Facebook, but on Twitter, on LinkedIn. If you are on the YouTube page, I also need you to give us a like, a thumbs up. The more thumbs up that we get, so I got 16 viewers. If we could get 16 thumbs up, that would be great. What that does is that sends YouTube a signal that we have engaging video. And as we have more engaging video, they will spread us throughout. They will increase our proliferation. All right, now, Charles. And you know what? I'm telling you, sharing the broadcast actually works because right now at 6:20, we're at 44 viewers, right? So, guys, that is a result of using Facebook and Twitter and people getting up in the morning and sharing. Facebook has put the brakes on how far I can expand with mine. So it is incumbent upon our viewers to share the broadcast and to get it in the timelines and in the news feeds. All right? Thank you all very much. All right. All right, y'all. Let's see. I'm trying to get my social media question.
Hey, what is that today?
Would you consider voting? Want to do the Erica Harrell question?
I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean.
This Black Lieutenant Governor, did we do that one?
Did we do it?
Yeah. Black Lieutenant Governor.
I don't know if we've ever done that.
Or what? Yeah, we did. Would it make you consider? Because we asked on we asked on Juliana. How about what's the bigger deal? School funding or the pop tax?
School funding or the pop tax?
SB1, or you got these Republicans down there. What do people care more about?
I mean, at this point, the pop tax, because keep in mind the whole school funding thing has to do with Chicago, and the vast majority of people in this area do not live in Chicago. They don't go to Chicago public schools. I mean, that's sort of a. That's important stuff, but people don't go to Chicago public schools.
But I think that comes out.
I know, but I mean, keep that in mind that they don't. That the fact whether Chicago gets this money is probably more people who say,
Charles, you're on
than really care about Chicago public schools. Even in the city, there's a lot of people that go to private school or parochial school. They don't go to Chicago public schools, and certainly not in the suburbs. And so that's sort of a provincial concern, whether or not Chicago public schools gets what Browner's calling a bailout, or what the the mayor and the CEO say is what's due to the CPS. But yeah, but I think the question about number one, the whole notion of getting this black lieutenant governor thing, or this woman in Champaign who wants to run for attorney general.
So would you consider will a black?
Yeah, would a black Republican make any difference to you voting for attorney general?
Right. I toss the turn, candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned. Four walls just staring at a river. I'm paranoid, sipping with my finger on the trigger.
My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose. It's somebody watching the act, but I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I hear a car burning rubber. He owns a black head like a black suit
and a cane like my own.
Some might say take a chill beat.
What's that? Cause there's a trying to kill me.
I'm popping in the clip when the wind blows every 20 seconds.
Got me peeping out my windows.
Investigating the joint for traps. Checking my telephone for taps.
You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, it seems like my mind is playing tricks on me. Is it possible that I could go through the Chicago Sun-Times newspaper today and not find one story, not one story about Illinois gubernatorial candidate Amaya Pawar announcing that he has a new running mate?
But you know that story was in the online edition of the Sun-Times, so there's sort of a schizophrenia there. But the people who read the Sun-Times in the city, black people, they're reading it, they're buying it on the newsstand, and you're right, there wasn't any mention in the printed edition. And you know, the Sun-Times has changed ownership, so it raises some questions about, is there any ulterior motive to this, that the Sun-Times is sort of ignoring the other candidates when it gives J.B. Pritzker big time coverage when he announced his running mate, that being Juliana Stratton, who is a state rep in the city. So I don't know. I mean, I think the Sun-Times has to answer the question about whether or not it's going to be fair in its coverage of all the candidates, because you know the unions are now owners of the Sun-Times, and the unions, at least the building trades, have come out very heavily for J.B. Pritzker. So the Sun-Times has got to watch itself and how it covers all of these candidates, because there are, 6, 7 other Democrats running.
Right.
Yeah, and they better watch their back there, because you know their ownership seems to indicate maybe a bias toward one candidate or another, and they gotta be careful.
Yeah, you know, I thought, you know, you told me it was in the online version, and Charles, I'll be honest with you. I stop at the 87th and the Dan Ryan every morning. There's a brother out there selling papers. Mm-hmm. You know, I talk to him every morning. He lets me know kind of what's going on, what I should be checking for.
Yeah, and the online edition had this story posted at 12:30 yesterday afternoon. So that meant they had plenty of time to get it into the print edition. And
right.
They didn't.
And I'm looking at the late sports final, and it wasn't there. But, you know, the reason that I actually was looking at the story was because I was looking for a picture. I heard that Amaya Pawar named a candidate and had a running mate named Tyrone Coleman.
It's definitely.
And when I heard Tyrone Coleman,
the Reverend Tyrone Coleman.
He's a reverend.
He's a reverend as well as mayor.
Is he a doctor?
Payroll.
Does he have a doctor? If he got a reverend and a doctor, boy, he got the whole. He get the whole kid and caboodle.
I don't know if he got a reverend or a good or a
good reverend doctor.
The good reverend.
Good reverend.
That's the highest. You could get.
Well, look. Well, so Amaya Pawar names Cairo Mayor Reverend Tyrone Coleman, and I was looking in the Sun-Times for a picture because you know I wanted to see if it was a brother. But Charles,
Look
you
online.
are a
There's a
trusted
picture online.
news source, so I'm gonna take your word that that is a brother.
Online.
Which got it, and then on the same day, the Republican Party announces that former Miss America, fellow Illini, ILL, and she was also a candidate for U.S. Congressman, Erica Harold, who also just so happens to be black, is now running against Attorney General Lisa Madigan. Charles?
Well, you know, I mean, first of all, I think it's great that a black woman is going to run for anything in this state, Republican or Democrat. I can't help her, quite frankly, because I ain't gonna vote in the Republican primary. So I can't help her get the nomination for Attorney General. But if she gets it, that's not to say I won't consider her down the road. But I'm not voting in anybody's Republican primary. Not with all that's going on the Democratic side.
Well, it seems
So,
though, Charles.
you know, that she got her issues there. But let me tell you this: whoever runs, whether it's Tyrone on the phone, or Juliana Stratton, or Erica Harold. You know, the paint job, the color is important on a car when you go by. But let me tell you, folks, particularly in 2018, you got to look under the hood.
Now check
Just
this
don't
out.
buy it because the color's right.
Okay, now Charles, and that color could be black and white, or it could be red and blue, right? Because the colors are what they use to confuse us.
Look under that
But
hood,
Charles,
my people.
It seems like it's getting pretty fashionable to have a black candidate on the ticket.
No black folks except T.O. wanted to get out there and run. None of the black electeds wanted to get out there and run, but here black electeds want to be the lieutenant governor. Motisa?
See, no, I didn't do that.
I did.
I'm giving the brothers an opportunity.
I did. What does lieutenant governor do?
So here we got, but okay, let's get rid of lieutenant governor. Because let's say we have a black woman running for what is arguably the second most powerful statewide position. Erica Harold. Black woman, black Republican. And she's running against black folks' favorite number
That's
one.
what you say.
Favorite. Let me tell you. Let me just tell you. Everybody loves Lisa Madigan. I even might like Lisa Madigan, right? Just a little. I might. But I am wondering, would you consider voting for a black Republican? Does it make a difference? Does color or party make the difference?
Okay, that's a good question. But one thing, as far as the difference in that race is concerned, this woman, Erica Harold, did an introductory video for her campaign.
Yes.
And she started the video with pictures of Madigan. Michael Madigan. She put Mike Madigan at the top of her introductory video, saying to make the statement that she's running against Madigan, like Mike Madigan, and Lisa being a tool of Mike Madigan. Lisa doesn't really go after any of the Democrats and all the corruption. She's been in office, what, 3 terms now?
Dang, Charles,
And
you
she
gotta
hasn't-
ask the ground, brother.
No, I'm not. No,
Hey, man, don't you start on Lisa Madigan. Look, these phone lines gonna start ringing. Don't you start messing with Lisa Madigan.
Miss Lisa? Miss Lisa, you mean Moss's daughter?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
Look.
Oh, Lord.
Let me just ask my question. Would you consider voting for the black Republican, or does race make a difference? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. We'll be back.
Live from
Ooh, wait!
Missy Lisa. Missy Lisa?
Let me tell you. So, Erica Harold is probably as... If she was to walk and talk to black people in Chicago, they'd be like, oh, you're a sellout.
They what?
They'd be like, oh, she's a sellout.
Oh, but she's biracial. She got a white mama, I think a black dad, or one of the other. She's biracial.
So she's just like Steph Curry.
She's just like Barack. No, but Steph Curry is not biracial. He's not. No, but what's his name is? The guy, his running mate in the back.
That's what I meant to say. Clay Thompson.
Clay Thompson is. But she is she's biracial. She went to Harvard, I think, for her law degree.
She was right.
And she's Miss America. And if you met her, she's very
vanilla,
like a white girl. I mean, you know, she's. But I ain't saying that's bad, because in this day and age, in 2017, there's a lot of black people out there like that because of America. That's the way America is. But you can't disown them, because then if you start disowning people based on their parentage or their lineage, man, you know, we won't be a unit. We won't have anything to talk about at that point, because it's the way it is in America today. So you got to deal with it. But she's conservative, I think, on many issues. I think that's going to be, that could be an issue for some people who've really bought on to the Democratic Party talking points. She has like had some abortion issues she was one of those repeal Obamacare people. This is when she was running for the Congress down there. She had some other things that somebody asked me about her physicality. Nate, you're wrong. You're wrong for that, Nate. You're wrong for that.
You are never gonna get over physicality. Boy, that was another class. I just admire. Look, let me do it. Let me do it. Charles, we're on the phone with Angela Bassett. Now, you know, let me just tell you. Check this out, though. Anytime we want to do a celebrity, you know Charles be, man, he be throwing his headphones. Man, I don't want to do this. This guy, I don't want. Look, we was like Angela Bassett. He was like, I admire her physicality. We was like,
talking about the physicality?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, we had all these other young, hot actresses on her since Angela, and he never mentioned anything about their physicality. And these girls probably do yoga.
Woo. All right.
Yeah, Tyrone definitely spoke out against Ben Carson and that wiping out public housing. He was on that. Tyrone.
You better call Tyrone.
The city with the population of 2,500.
Yes. One of the most declining cities. What's up, WVON viewers? This is the WVON Morning Show social media question of the day. Now, I don't know if you have seen in the newspaper, but today or yesterday, Amaya Pawar announced that he has a black running mate for lieutenant governor. J.B. Pritzker announced that he has a black running mate for lieutenant governor. And now up comes the Republican Party with Erica Harold, a black former Miss America, who is running against Lisa Madigan. So, I want to know the social media question. I want to know the answer to the social media question of the day, which is, would you consider voting for a black Republican? Does race make a difference? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. Post a Facebook tweet, and we will try and get your comments on the air. Now, I got to get back to work, so I'll holler back. Peace. Jesse K, would you vote for Erica? You live in the town. You live in the pain. Tell us what's up. TT says she would vote against Madigan, period. What up, Clifton? Asking to meet with Mr. Farrakhan. What up, Nate? What up, Daryl Stiff? What up, DS? Craig Nash? Dennis Evans? Dennis, we missed you yesterday. Oh, Stephanie says Erica Harold is about what's in it for the white people. What up, Melvin Griffin? He got you, yeah. What up, Craig? So I guess my question is Lisa Madigan in it for us? She has got some great PR. That's all I got to say.
Lisa?
Yes. Y'all, I am being forced 50 at 6:30. Come on, y'all. Hit that button. Share. Like the video. Like on YouTube. Share on Facebook.
From the ends of the Back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, opiate
The block went solo on that ass, but it's still the same.
Long Beach is the spot.
Where I serve McCain. Follow me, but don't not slip.
Cause not Triz ain't the is it for me to quiz on my crew. So I ain't holding nothing back. And once again, I got
5 on the 20 sack. And that's that a matter of fact. Rat-a-tat-tat. Share the broadcast to make that number go up. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio. And we are talking state politics. Now, Charles, J.B. Pritzker, Maya Pawar, both have black running mates. And now the Republicans have jumped into the game. But they didn't go for lieutenant governor. Oh, no. They decided to stick a sister in to go big game hunting, to go against the #1 vote getter in the Democratic Party, Lisa Madigan.
The one who is standing in the wings and everybody's asking, when will she run for governor? And apparently she will not do that until Michael Madigan, the Speaker of the House, chairman of the Democratic Party, decides to step down from one or both of those roles. And there's no sign that Mike Madigan is going to give up any kind of power. So Lisa remains the Attorney General, and she would be running for a 4th term, I believe, if she runs in 2018.
Now, Charles, I'm going to tell you. I probably have an axe to grind a lot. But Lisa Madigan is really a likable person. Just to me.
I agree.
She is a very likable person. She's a great campaigner.
But do you think she would be Attorney General if her last name was not Madigan, if she was not Mike Madigan's daughter? Do you think she ever would have ascended to Attorney General?
I mean, Charles, I think you could probably put that tag on a lot of judges.
Oh, of course. In Illinois. This is Illinois.
So then it gets me to the point of, so now here we have 2 people. We have the beloved Lisa Madigan, who is white, and Erica Harold, who is... Okay, so Lisa Madigan, who black people view almost as kind of like a sister girl, sort of.
Come on.
Come on, man. I'm telling you. Hey, man, you obviously have not been to a black church where Lisa Madigan... Have you been? Me? When Lisa Madigan goes?
I've seen her go.
I'm telling you, man, she got it down.
There's no doubt, and she's never really been challenged, I think, in that way, certainly. I think what you got to look at the condition of the state, and you have to make an independent judgment. I don't know what this woman, what's her name, Erica Harold, is going, how her campaign is going to be conducted, what she's going to be talking about. I don't know. But I think what we have to do. We have to understand that right now, with the highest black unemployment rate in the country, with schools going to, H, with
HE double hockey sticks,
HE double whatever it is, with the conditions facing the black community today, this is your Attorney General, that is your Speaker of the House, that is your governor, that is your whatever. You got to make some decisions in 2018 that have to do with changing the status quo. You have to. And if Lisa Madigan can't come up with some ideas about how she is going to reform what's going on in this state, and this woman comes up with some better ideas, then you gotta make some decisions.
See, Charles,
you can't go with the status quo.
Sound like a Republican.
Just because you gotta look at what's happening. How's this working out for you, Mace? How's this current situation working out for you? Man, you starting to sound
like, man.
How's it working out for you?
Hey, man, they trying to choke.
I'm not saying go out and vote for Erica Harold because I don't know what she's talking about. I know when she ran for Congress, she was talking about repealing Obamacare and all this other conservative Republican stuff that a lot of black people are not down with. Let's see if she's changed her tune.
So, Charles, I want to know from the WVON listeners, would you consider voting for a black Republican? Would race make a difference? Now, Charles, you always make this analogy. When there's a fight on TV, if there's no sound, and I see a black person and a white person fighting, Guess who I'm rooting for?
I know.
I'm rooting for the black person, right?
If there's no sound.
No sound.
And you don't know anything about either
No
one of them.
sound. Now, if the person A has been kicking the butt of all the people I like, then I'm with person B regardless. But I just wondered, is black enough? Right? Like, is black enough?
Oh, man. Didn't we learn that in 1980? When was it Clarence Thomas was nominated for the Supreme Court?
Man.
Haven't we learned our lesson?
Get off Clarence Thomas, man.
Clarence Thomas is black as a new locomotive. But how has Clarence Thomas
Black as a new locomotive?
Oh. What has he done for you since he's been on the Supreme Court? Come on now.
Let's go to the live lines. WVON listeners. Would you consider voting for a black Republican? Does race make a difference? Let's go to Lisa. Lisa, you're on the Talk of Chicago.
Good morning, Maeve.
Good morning, Lisa. I think, Lisa, you're becoming a regular. We appreciate you.
Well, guess what I just did?
What did you just do?
I just left Cook County McDonald's and went to the Page McDonald's to get my iced coffee because I'm not paying the sugar tax.
You better tell them.
Right down the street. I don't care if it's only 19 cents, but it's not 19 cents.
I like that in you.
I'd rather throw it on the ground than pay it in a check.
I like that in you.
Me too.
I would not. I would look at her position and not just the color of her skin, but and I would also do like what Charles said, look under the hood, who's behind her. But if she's genuine and she's not being pushed by some, somebody like the Koch brothers who have millions and billions and billions of dollars, I would vote for her. I don't pledge allegiance to a party. Kind of a strawberry jelly, please. I don't pledge allegiance to a party, and I won't pledge allegiance to a party. But listen up, one more thing. I live out in Bartlett, in the Bartlett area. Half of it's Cook County, half of it's DePage County. And guess what some of the stores out here are doing, some of the restaurants, as far as to combat this sugar tax?
What are they doing?
They're selling the cups. The drink is free, so you don't have to pay tax on it.
Whoa!
Is that legal?
Yep. Yes. You can sell the cup. And they're you sell them up on your own because some of these stores and restaurants are going to be killed because I'm right next door. I'm in DePage County right now. Half of Hannibal Park is Cook County, half of DePage, half of Bartlett is Cook, half is DePage, and half is Kane. So what do you think Cook County's going to do? Some of those stores.
Lisa, we love you.
They're selling the cup.
Lisa, you keep calling into the morning show. Todd, you make sure Lisa can get through.
I tell you, man, the queen ain't gonna like that. Queen Sugar ain't gonna like that.
Wait. Let's go with Harold. You are on the Talk of Chicago 1690.
Hey, that's a good one. People are finding ways to beat the queen at her home game. But
who is the queen?
Dealing with the race over party, I think people tend to go with party instead. Because I even look at the Republican Party. When you had that guy who had the little pizza company that was running for president, I believe people refused to vote for him because he was just black. But then you get Donald Trump, who ain't too sharp because he's white and has a little more money, per se. He was a Republican. I think we tend to go more so for party over race. Because if that was the case, do you think people would vote for Barack if he was a Republican? Not only that, not only the governor race where they're picking out all of a sudden these black candidates, then Mayor Ron Emanuel appointed a deputy mayor, a black woman as well. That seems to be the trend now.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can have them around, but do they have any real power? Are they making any decisions? I mean, the Attorney General will make decisions, a lot of decisions, day to day. But a lieutenant governor, come on, that's just set decoration to try to make us vote for the first this or the first that, and we got to get beyond that and start challenging people for what they're going to do.
Man, Charles, I feel like what I want black people to understand is that we are going to decide the outcome of this next race.
On many levels.
On so many levels, black people are the determining factor. That is why even the Republicans are now trying. Now, they black Republicans, but black nonetheless. Because everybody knows that this is going to come down to a game of margins. Very slim margins. If you think about the last two governors' races being decided between 7,000 votes, right? That means that the decision that black folks make, whether we come out, whether we turn out, and everybody's trying to figure out, how can I get me some black people? You ever seen a black Republican candidate for Attorney General?
I haven't, but then again, down there, when she ran for Congress, she lost by about 7,000 votes in the Republican primary. I think it was 4 years ago.
Because the Republicans wouldn't vote for her.
Well, no, but it was close. It was close. She only lost by like 7,000 votes, I think,
out of how many
in 2014. I don't know, but I mean, that's close. I mean, keep in mind that's a congressional district.
Oh, right.
That's 400,000 people. So she lost by 7,000 votes. She kept it close. So if she runs strong downstate and she can get enough black votes in Cook County, she could win. If there's a huge anti-Madigan, anti-Democrat turnout downstate, which a lot of people think there will be, if she got a significant number of votes in Cook County, she could win.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago. Would you consider voting for a black Republican? Does race make a difference? Give us a call, 773-591-1690. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Lady Jackson coming up.
Well, if Obama had run as a Republican, I agree with this writer here that he would not have won. You know why? Because the Republicans wouldn't have voted against him. The Republicans wouldn't have voted against him. Would have voted for him. So, yeah, he wouldn't have won.
All right. Let's go down to...
We can't say Queen Sugar anymore?
Who said that? Why you said that?
No, somebody's writing this.
Yeah, we can say Queen Sugar.
You say Queen Sugar? I just said Queen.
Man, Ramonski Love said it yesterday on
Did he?
Monday. Oh yeah, on Monday. He was like, "What's up, Queen Sugar?"
That way there.
I was like, "Boy."
Oh man.
That was during afternoon drive at rush hour on V103.
You call her Queen Sugar too? I think we should call her Queen Sugar.
What up, Anthony Chambers? Okay. What up? Okay. What up, Anthony Chambers? What up, Mario Williams? What up, James Williams? What up, Dad? What up, Raymond Hubbard? Edward. Derek Primpe. What up, Everett? What up, DS? What up, Nanette? What up, Thad? Renee? Hey, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all reach out, share the broadcast? Make sure that people know it today. If you are on YouTube, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you like the video, please? Do us a favor, like the video. And if you're watching later on, please comment in the comment section. It is important that we get comments in the comment section. Now, let's see. So has Alvin, had TT, Clifton, Raymond, Michelle, have you all liked the broadcast over here on YouTube? I'm sorry, I neglect you guys all the time. What up? Anthony Robinson, Erica Swain. What up? What up, cuz? Sharon Holman. What up, DS? Still running Stovall. What up, Maisie? Maisie, you gonna get in trouble, girl. Nate. Yolanda Williams. What up, Daryl Stiff? Still. What up, Robert Cowan? Nate Williams. What up, Anthony Chambers? What up, Chambers? What up, James Papa Chin? What up? Let's see. Guy Washington. Brandy Garris. Hey, Brandy, what's up? Congratulations on your marriage as well. What up, Craig Nash? What up? Let's see. Dang. Stephanie, you said she is what's in it for the white people. That is too funny. Y'all are hilarious in the morning. Y'all need to... What up, Ship? What up, Rob Payback Ellis? What up, Melvin Griffin? Audrey, what's up? Dominique Papa Daniels. Robert Albert Nethery. Aaliyah Shabazz. John Thomas, what's up? John Thomas, I feel like you my big cousin, man.
Big cousin.
What up? Big cuz. What up, King Mufasa Red? Marvin Ron Boyd. Jeremiah Franklin. Henry. Hotep, my brother, Hotep. Now we just got to get you and Abdul connected. Because Abdul be like, Hotep, my brothers. I am a spiritual... Adrian, I didn't know you was in Kansas City, baby. Do you know what you know about Peachtree? Yeah, see, you don't know nothing about Peachtree. You probably think Gates is some good barbecue too, man. I remember they had us all worked up to go to Gates. They was like, man, you going to Kansas City? Oh, you got to get you some Gates. Gates. Man, I was like, for real? This what y'all did? All right, y'all, we back.
So you ain't got the man's barbecue.
No, I went to Peachtree.
Tell you one time, you gon' love this. I'm the one man on me ain't showing. I never been taken out. I keep MCs
looking out.
I drop signs like Crosby dropping babies. Enough to make a look
go crazy.
In the G-building, taking all types of medicine. Cause you thought you were better than a son. I keep planets in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more enough to make you break and shake you. Rhyme good as the tasty cake makes. This style I'm mastered in. That's an headache. What? You need aspirin? This type of pain you couldn't even kill with Midor. What? Round gets sprayed with Lysol.
You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, state politics, man, everybody got to get them a black something. We got 2 black lieutenant Reverend, not, you know,
you
my
gonna be running, man. You gonna be running. You gonna sign up for something? I don't know, man. You could be like, you know.
I think I could run. I might think about running for county board.
County board.
I might be the king.
King of the county board.
I want to be the king.
HNIC for the county, for Crooked County.
No, not me, man.
Look at you.
Not me. You know, I'm saving up for the mayor, bro.
Okay.
I'm really I'm keeping my powder dry for this mayor's race. One of y'all ain't gonna get in it. I might have to just jump in. Charles, I know you said you was gonna go for Willie Wilson. I'm gonna try and convince you.
I'm a Willie Wilson man all the way.
I'm gonna need you to get Willie Wilson to be the man behind the man, right? See, I'm telling you, we put me, you, Willie Wilson together, boy. We run this town.
I'll be the public spokesman.
Man, brother, could y'all imagine?
I'll be the communications director.
Man, you be the communications director. He be the head of fundraising, and you know I just be the I'll be like, I change it to what's in it for Chicago.
You gonna pardon Ron?
Yeah, I'm gonna pardon him on the way out of town. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. This is the WVON morning show. But Charles, like I was saying, I think it is fashionable to have you, a black person, on the ticket right now.
Well, yeah, they got to do it because I tell you, as you pointed out, black people are going to be the difference in this election. And you got to get it. I mean, somehow the black vote has been going 90-95% for the Democratic candidate in the general election. What if you cut that down to 80%? Then the Republicans would win, frankly. In Illinois statewide, you cut that down below 80% thereabouts, Democrats lose. And the people that really need to understand that are the white Democrats. The white Democrats.
Well, the white Democrats don't want us to understand that we know that.
We know that.
We know that.
Yeah, they got to understand that, and they got to start coming to the table with the bag.
Well, the bag, we'll see. And let me just tell you, it's hard to get the bag about the lieutenant governor. Lieutenant governor ain't even trying to get their own bag.
Right.
They like, how much I get paid for this?
They're giving us lieutenant governor. They're taking like somebody like Juliana Stratton, who basically has only been in the House, the Illinois House, 7-8 months? She's been there only 7-8 months. Woman never held elective office before. This is what they're offering.
She's expendable.
And who is a Mike Madigan
Charles,
plan.
I'm telling you, there is a plan afoot, my brother. You don't believe me.
Well, all I'm saying to the black people is, don't just look at the color of the car. Don't look at the color of the car. Look under the hood. See what's in there. See what's in there.
Let's go to the live line. Social media question of the day. Will you consider voting for a black Republican? Does race make a difference? Ryan.
I'll consider voting for anything, anything of what we have now, the status quo. Charles, you hit the point out, especially United States ain't gonna do number 2 the water for Mike Nack. And also you all mentioned Attorney General. I'm still waiting for her to prosecute any of these corrupt politicians. May need you to do me a favor. Next time you have Black Nationalist Dorothy Tiller, can you ask her how does it feel now that she supported Rahm Emanuel? She knows Black Nationalist supported Rahm Emanuel. Ask her that for me when you get a chance. Have a great day, guys.
Ryan, I asked her, but I'm gonna have to. She was supposed to do Che Guevara. I don't know. Let's go to Kenneth. You are on the Talk of Chicago. Social media question of the day. Would you consider voting for a black Republican? Does race make a difference?
Good morning, Nate. Good morning, Tom. I don't think it would really make too much difference because there seems to be a plan. You know what? Republicans and Democrats on the state all down, period. And you have blue dog Democrats, which are Republicans.
Kenneth, I'm sorry, I don't want to play you, but you got to get somewhere. You got a more strong signal because it's hard. If I can't hear you, I know it's going to be hard for people to hear you on live. Call us back. Mark, you're on the Talk of Chicago. We got 1 minute.
Yeah, good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
We need to be focused on this multi-billions of dollars within the state that's going on. Now, you're talking about Juliana Stratton. Juliana Stratton is not only from Mike Madigan, but that's Preckwinkle's girl. Talk about Sugar, what you call it? Sugar Mama?
Queen Sugar. Did you say Sugar Mama?
Watch out for the Sugar Mama move that's going to Springfield now with J.B. Pritzker, because that's Preckwinkle's girl right there, for real, for real. But we need to be looking at this, all these billions of dollars that go through our hands through the city, county, and state. CPS, water reclamation, all these types of things. And so we need to focus on how we're going to get these billions of dollars into our community like every other community.
You know I'm 100% with that. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. It seems like everybody, Charles, they need them. I feel like, you know how everybody used to have those puppies in a bag? Right, you know, like it was fashion for the Kardashians, get them little cute puppies, and they put it in the bag, and everybody walk around. Look what I got me one.
Look what I got me one.
I got me one.
Yeah, everybody got one.
Look, even the Republicans are even getting in on that.
Everybody got them a Negro.
Everybody gotta have a Negro. I'm just saying. Look,
how about me, boss?
All I'm saying is this, right? Come on, y'all. Black folks, understand that they need your vote, and it is very important. They don't know how to get it, but they know they need it. And so even the Republicans have decided that they're going to try and get in on the act to get them a Negro.
But are we going to fall for the same okie doke? I mean, are we going to fall for it again?
I don't know, Charles. Let's talk about it. You know what? When we come back, Charles, seems like this sugar tax just won't go away. You know, we talked about a story last week that's everybody tried to poo-poo it. Now it's just getting bigger and bigger. New lawsuits. We'll talk about the sugar tax, Queen Sugar, and much more when we come back.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice.
Queen Sugar. What's Queen Sugar? What's going on now with this?
Let's hit the I'm just go to the Springfield joint.
Oh,
and we can roll. Then we can roll. But I'm gonna tell you that this sugar tax is shaking up the whole political dynamic, right? And I believe that the sugar tax may play it may even be a but a determining factor for Bruce Rauner. I'm sure when they pull that son of a gun, anything that they can do to raise it and prove that they're against it, right? Which is why you see this bill going to Springfield. The reason I'm saying it's going to go to rules is because all we got to do is say that's the place where it goes to die, right? Democrats want to put it in the Rules Committee. They're going to let it come up. They're going to hit the floor, and they're going to put it in the Rules Committee, and then we'll never hear from it again. Just like our school board, just like right? So you give them the example of how it's worked in the past with this committee, and then you say, now, do you want the sugar? If there was the option to get rid of the sugar tax, you could literally run legislators, on that freaking campaign.
I told you that, man.
This shit, like,
it's huge.
Huge. And if you ran legislators on the campaign to repeal it, you get retail money to come to fund. You could be financing freaking candidates on retail.
That's right, man.
Bro, that's why they're doing it. That's why I was saying I think it's a big deal. And you think about, now it puts stalwarts. Think about the stalwart white guys that stood with Tony Preckwinkle. So now think about if you're a Moody out in the suburbs, and now you got a Donna Miller running against you. Right? She's against the tax. And now you out here surrounded in the south suburb. Hey boy, this is real talk. It's real G stuff going on right here.
Is she thinking about that?
She's running.
Oh, Donna is running?
I'm not confirming it, but you on the camera right now.
Yeah, the sugar tax is big, but I gotta tell you, I ain't bragging, but I told my brother this months ago, that the sugar tax is gonna be the biggest political story of the summer, and it has been. And I ain't trying to be a prescient or some kind of fortune teller, but it's true. Sugar tax is real. Sugar tax is real, and a lot of it has to do with timing, which I've explained. I mean, all these other taxes. Sugar tax by itself, I don't think it would be that big of a deal if people thought it was going to be used for health care and what she says. But after all the other taxes, it's just too much. It's too much. Which one do you like? Do you like Sugar Mama or Queen Sugar? I kind of like Queen Sugar because of the TV show. I mean, I've heard of Sugar Mamas, most of my adult life. Never had one, but yeah, but I think Queen Sugar's better because of the show. Queen Sugar, definitely better. In fact, my man Maze is making some t-shirts. Queen Sugar t-shirts. She's going to have a crown and a candy cane and a can of pop. Candy cane is a scepter. Because that's real important, because, if they get to the point where they can tax one kind of food, say, they can tax a can of pop. They can tax any other food they wanted to, using the same principle. I mean, you take a lot of folks go to the barbecue place and get them a small rib tip. You get that small rib tip, you gotta have that pop, that grape, whatever. They're gonna tax the pop because it's bad for you. What about the rib tip? It's worse for you. They can tax the rib tip. Next, it's all about finding something else to tax. They wouldn't have dreamed of this 10 years ago. They needed them. They still had the water and all these other things to tax. But because these tax and spend politicians, notice I didn't say tax and spend Democrats, but tax and spend politicians, because Republicans do it too, they're running out of stuff to tax. So they're going to soda pop. Well, what happens a couple of years from now when they're in debt again? They're going to tax the rib tip sandwich. They're going to tax the rib tip. I'm telling you, because the rib tip is worse for you than the pop.
Bro, I'm telling you.
This is a precedent-setting thing. What do you say, Maze?
You know what? Yesterday, I went and guys, I'm addicted to peach Snapple. And I had to buy something to drink, right? Like a one-off. I didn't buy a case. But look, I went to 7-Eleven. My subtotal was $3.88 for a Lipton Brisk iced tea and a Gold Peach tea. My tax, so one was $1.59, one was $2.29. I paid a 40-cent tax, a 12-cent tax, a 32-cent tax, and a 16-cent tax, which gave me an additional $1 on what I initially purchased. They tax us, so they charge a sale. This was ridiculous. Unfreaking believable. I mean, all right, y'all. Y'all ready? Hey, has everybody on the YouTube live broadcast taken a moment to like the broadcast? Guys, 7 o'clock. Can you take a moment and share? Share the broadcast. Listen to this. Tune in. Charles, tune in.
Spoonful of sugar makes our deficit go down. Run our debt aground as cola drinks abound. Just a tax drink with sugar helps our deficit rebound in the most delightful way. The most delightful way.
Pour some sugar on me. Sticky sweet from my head to my mouth. You ever heard pour some sugar on me? Look at Sonya rocking out. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. There you have the sugar medley mix. That was just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Pour some sugar on me, followed by the theme to Queen Sugar on the OWN network.
Yeah, man, I never went to that kind of party, man. I mean, you know, but I tell you, man, that Queen Sugar, man, for some reason, I that singer on that spoonful of sugar, I don't know who that.
Well, you know, that was Def Leppard, Charles, and so
that was Def Leppard in the middle, but that first one, a spoonful.
Oh, just a spoonful. Who was that singing?
I don't know. I figured that out. We'll figure that
out. The WVON singers did the spoonful of sugar.
Oh, that was the WVON.
This sugar thing is really, Charles, and you know, I think that the pour some sugar on me from Def Leppard. You know, our Sonya is kind of special. Well, you know, I know you're shaking.
I never went to that party.
Well, I know you never went to that party.
That's the first time I heard
Charles,
that.
Charles, now stop running.
That's the first time I ever heard that song in my life.
Charles.
I never went to that kind of party.
Charles, let me tell you something. First of all, you know you like a closet Republican.
I never went to that kind of party.
That song is probably a theme song at one of the parties.
I never went to that kind of party, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I see you now, but you hear
pour some sugar on me.
Got your little
I play my air guitar. Yeah. Sticky sweet from my head down to my feet.
Yeah, right.
So, Charles, but I think Sonya played that for the 5 Republican legislators who are trying to save us all in Cook County from the infamous sugar pop tax.
Really? They've introduced a bill.
So well, today, Charles, you know the legislators are returning to Springfield to vote on SB 1.
That's school funding bill.
Which would give school funding. But also, at the same time, they are introducing a bill that is House Bill 4082, which would be to repeal the pop tax. It would stop any home rule county from being allowed to tax an individual beverage.
And I wonder what Speaker Madigan's going to do with that bill, because you know that will expose him as a pop tax supporter if he would allow that onto the floor.
Well, Charles, you know, I think what's going to happen is it's going to go to the Rules Committee. And when it goes to the Rules Committee, that is where they send legislation that they do not want to hit the floor to die. You know, that's where our elected school board went, right? They send it to the Rules Committee.
The minimum wage.
Rules Committee. You know, all those things we
really
vote,
want. Things they really
but they
don't
tell
want.
us to vote for. So, but Charles, I think these 5 lawmakers really are an example of how big this pop tax has become, and I believe that it is now being positioned to be a factor in the statewide elections and local legislative races, even though they have nothing to do with it.
Oh, but let's face it, the feds are now saying that they're going to suspend the state's money if they can't straighten it out.
Well,
so
they
the
said
state is in jeopardy.
So 68 million off the administration, but
that's 86 million.
Oh, 86.
Yeah,
I got dyslexia.
Right.
Dyslexia. So that plus then it would stop the SNAP program. So now you've got these 5 Republican lawmakers who are introducing a bill to stop the pop tax. Now, Charles, why is this important to our WVON listeners? Because quite frankly, Charles, this is really a county issue. But state lawmakers have the ability to override the county.
Right.
So now, these lawmakers, the Republican lawmakers, are about to put Democrats up against the wall because they're going to say, hey, to all of the people, and we saw polls that said 87% of the people hate the pop tax. We're giving you the opportunity to end the pop tax. Where are you at, Mr. Lawmaker?
Mr. Democratic lawmaker. Mr. Democratic
who is going into an election cycle.
Right. You're going to have to say, I am with the pop tax, but if they put it in the Rules Committee, then they'll never have to vote on it, right?
Right.
Is that the play?
That is the play. Charles. But I'm really starting to believe that this pop tax could really... Charles, I think it's way more than anybody ever. And you know what, brother? You told me...
I told you that.
You go ahead, give me one.
Well, I told you that because you were concerned about some races, and I said that Queen Sugar might get involved in, and I said to you, hey man, don't worry about it. She's gonna have her plate full or her sugar bowl filled when this sugar tax is imposed.
I mean, Charles, this is literally going to make every state legislator, senator, county board member take a position on the most unpopular tax that we've seen ever.
And guess what? What if the city council in Chicago passed a resolution opposing the pop tax? What if you had enough nerve of one person on the city council to do that?
Well, you know where that's coming from.
Where?
That would come from somebody on the north side.
Yeah, but what if somebody on the north side did that? Wow, and put the alderman on the spot? Same difference. This thing is just, it's becoming like, it's like a virus. It's spreading in the political circles like crazy, and it's an epidemic. They can't handle it. It's out of control.
Charles, so I want to ask the WVON listeners, right? Would they support a bill in Springfield to repeal the pop tax? And how would you feel if you found out that the people you elected would not repeal it? Because they're going to say that this is just another opportunity. And I want to know, Charles, tell me, how do you think that the party will spin it?
The party would not be able to spin it. The party would be put in an impossible situation, because then it would reveal or expose elected officials as becoming more responsive to the party than they are to their people, who 86% of whom, according to the latest survey, are opposed to the pop tax.
Now, Charles, I'm going to tell you that I believe, first of all, none of the Republican legislators that are proposing this live in Cook County. So they stand to benefit from their counties and their areas stand to benefit from this Cook County pop tax. But it seems to me like they have taken a page out of the Democratic playbook, which is to propose legislation to get people on the record so that they can say they voted against it. Right? So think about, you know how when they run those bills to get you on record, and then they take it and turn it into campaign material. Can you imagine being a state legislator and you supported the pop tax? Can you imagine? Because now, Charles, you're talking about not only the Koch brothers, not only Bruce Rauner's money, you are now talking about the money of the beverage industry. And I'm going to tell you, I heard a sneaking rumor. You know, I keep getting the rumors. You can't report.
What's the sneaking rumor this time?
The sneaking rumor today is that the Beverage Association is committed to spending almost $7 million on county board races. They're willing to commit up to $3 million in the president's race.
Whoa, really?
Bro, this is
serious.
The numbers that I am hearing from my sources are astronomical. And I don't know where the counterbalance of money comes from.
Not when they're under siege everywhere else.
You know what, Charles? We'll talk about that when we come back. This is the Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, with my man, Charles Thomas. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh.
Maze has started some more stuff.
Uh-oh. What'd I do now?
Hey, man, that was a big deal yesterday. That Kid Duncan story.
You think nobody said nothing?
That's all right. That's fine. But it was a big. I was at a lunch yesterday, and people were talking about it out of clear blue sky.
Really?
Yeah. I had lunch yesterday with.
You on camera, bro?
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not. Thank you. But I mean, they were talking about it and the impact of it, what it could mean. They asked me about it. Well, you know, like I knew more than you did. I said, hey, I heard it on the radio just like you.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm in trouble with now.
Well, I'm sure that the political reporters in town listen to this because they want to get that $3 million, man. That'd be huge.
Hey, bro. Look. They look. I'm here. Bro, the numbers that I'm hearing make a brother want to get in the game.
You know the other thing
brother,
is that
brother, the numbers over here make you itch.
You're talking about somebody who hasn't run for anything in 7 years, right? So Queen, she ain't run for nothing in 2014. She ain't really got her, she got to get her legs under her real fast in order to try this. She got to depend on Barrios and Madigan and those people because she didn't have a challenge.
And there was no operation, right? Like, let me explain to you. This then goes to what I was talking about with when you trying to dismantle the machine. So, old man Stroger, they knew who had every job by county, and let me just tell you, homie, you like that big old nice? They haven't had to work. So what's the countywide door knocking campaign look like? Who's going to knock in, who's knocking on doors in Inglewood? Right? Who is, because this literally, think about the gravity of $3 million. Think about being a sitting county board member and your opponent starts with $1 million. Starts with $1 million plus a public affairs campaign. Bro, when I now add that to the state and they want to send a message to the state because you know that Maddie Hunter was supposed to propose this same tax this coming up legislative season.
That's something I think it's amazing.
Right? So now you going to walk the plank on this because, again, you ain't got no competition. I bet you everybody thinking like, hell no, I ain't touching no pop tax. And they have completely destroyed the health argument. Completely. They have no credibility when it comes to the health argument.
Yeah. Man,
they are, when I I mean, when you hear now, when you hear what these people talking about doing, bro, that's $7 million just on the campaigns.
Well, you know, but it makes sense to me, because if you are you're PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, or whomever owns these big beverage companies, you got to make your stand. You got to fight the battle of Cook County. I mean, you fought it in Berkeley in California. That is nothing. But you got to fight the war in Cook County. This is Gettysburg for them. This is Gettysburg. They got to fight it right here, because if it gets out of Cook, if it makes it in Cook County, it's going to every Democratic Party controlled county in the country. It is.
Not that it's that many left.
Yeah, but it is though. But I mean, it's going the pop tax, the whole concept that you can be a tax and spend government, and you can get more money from food products. Because this is about food. This ain't just about pop. It's about candy bars, rib tips. Anything else that could be considered bad for you. You know.
Next they're going to be handing us out food rations.
No, yeah. They can come up with anything, man. Salt, chips, a chip tax. Now, come on. You could justify a chip tax based on blood pressure. Say, you black people got all this hypertension. We're going to tax every kind of chip, every kind of flaming hot, every kind of popcorn. If it has salt on it in a package, it's going to be taxed.
You park behind my old school, man. You see my new whip? You see my old school out there?
Who?
My old school out there?
No.
You ain't see my old school when you pulled up? That Chevy?
No, I didn't. Oh, that old school. That's you?
That's me.
That's you? I saw that over there. I said somebody stole another car and parked it there.
That's my old school.
That's you? How come you didn't why didn't you pull it at the corner?
Because I couldn't, the back end is so long, I just was like, man, I just wanted to make sure I was in.
Yeah, I thought it was somebody else's. I figured, hey, Maze must have got dropped off this morning. But that's you?
Sweet too. Oh, Candy Girl! Adora! You are tuned into the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the studio. And Charles, it looks like the sugar tax, the pop tax, whatever, sugar pop, snap, crackle pop tax is taking over everything. I believe that this could be a dominating issue in the upcoming election cycle for people who had no clue.
Yeah, you know, and you said something very important about the amount of money that the beverage industry is willing to pour into the fight in Cook County. And that's critical because this is the largest county in the country where anything like this has been tried. It is, what is it, second largest county, I think maybe after LA County?
I thought this was the largest.
The largest, yeah. It's bigger than some states. So if the beverage industry wants to fight this whole notion of taxing a product, then a food product in particular, then this is Gettysburg. This is where they make the fight. This is the fight for the whole country. Because let's face it, if they can tax the pop, that's bad for you. They can tax the rib tip, that's worse for you. They can tax the potato chip because it's got salt on it. They can tax...
What about the red meat tax?
Oh, there's all kind of taxes. Once the tax and spend crowd finds that they can tax a food product based on whether or not it's good or bad for you, they will continue to tax. Because you know what's going on now, don't you?
What?
They have run out of things to tax. And if they're going to do tax and spend kind of government, they got to find something else to tax.
Are you talking this Republican
Man,
stuff?
I'm not. I'm just giving you the facts, brother. This is what's going on. Do you think this is the last tax? The pop tax?
What else can they tax, man?
They can tax rib tips. They can tax potato chips. Anything that they can say is bad for you. Red meat. They can find a study to come up with what's bad for you anywhere. Come on, you know that. How many studies?
They create the association, and then the association will then findings that tell us that it's no good for us. Charles, so then how are we to take this law that these Republicans, should black folks support House Bill 4082, which would repeal the pop tax?
Of course. Everybody's going to support that because the pop tax is so horribly so unpopular. 87%, that's what that survey said. I have no reason that I wouldn't believe that.
Let's go to the live lines. Let's go to Andre. Andre, you're on the Talk Chicago 1690.
Good morning, my favorite radio station, and my brother Charles, and
good
my
morning.
main man, what's in it for the black people.
What's up, Andre?
Hey, brother, I said your slogan yesterday. I adopted to Commissioner Do Nothing Deer in the 2nd District. He came to the South Side and had a Stop the Violence Solution Summit. And I was so upset because, when I listen to the radio station in the morning, I always hear, what's in it for the black people. I'm listening to this Dog and Pony show, and I just left the young lady that her son had shot himself in the head. He had a crosser in one hand and a gun in the other hand. He was 17 years old on 65th and Oakley, and he shot himself in the head and killed himself in front of his mother.
Nice.
And they had to have a Stop the Violence Summit. The commissioner, Do Nothing Deer. So I asked him, I said, and they had, Matty Hunter and all of them. Matty Hunter said, I take offense. I said, well, when are y'all going to fight for us? And I say this, any politician that is for the sugar tax is not for the people. We need to vote them out.
Oh.
What commissioner was he talking about?
No, I think he was talking about the new commissioner, Dennis Deer, who replaced. He didn't vote on the pop. So let's be clear.
Yeah, he has. If it ever comes up again,
he'll have to make that choice.
Right.
But let's be clear, he did not vote on the pop tax. Now we'll have to ask him, would he vote to repeal it? But Charles, I think the state legislature has an opportunity to right the wrong that the people feel. But do you think that our legislature would save us from this pop tax? Do you think they would vote for House Bill 4082? Should they vote for House Bill 4082?
I think they would, but I don't think they'll get a chance because I think Speaker Madigan is connected to Joe Barrios, the Democratic Party chairman, and the assessor in Cook County, is connected to Tony Preckwinkle, Queen Sugar. I think Madigan will not allow a vote to happen on this bill
4082, House Bill 4082.
Even if it was introduced, he'll assign it to a committee and it won't see the light of day.
But we know that our state legislature can save us from this pop tax. As long as
people understand, the people on this program will understand what happened to the bill, that it got sent to death by the speaker. And I'm assuming he's going to do that. Maybe I'm wrong in assuming.
Should we just ask him? We should just ask him. We have a vote on House Bill 4082.
You can ask all you want. They've been asking for a vote on the elected school board.
We did have a vote on the elected school board.
We had one here, but you didn't have one where it counts in Springfield.
But we had one that said we wanted it. They put it on the ballot.
Kwame Raoul was given the bill to get it through the legislature, and it hasn't gone anywhere. That's what happened.
It went to the Rules Committee too?
Something like that. Well, nobody voted on it. That's what happened after they had that big statewide vote on the minimum wage to raise it. It got sent away.
House Bill 4082. I think that they should allow that to be voted on. Because, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm tired of driving to Will County to get me something to drink. I love my peach snapper.
I went to DuPage County over the weekend.
Yeah, man, I'm not even talking. I'm upset with you, brother. You didn't get me. You didn't hook me up. We said we had a pack. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Talk 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. My main man, Charles Thomas. We leaving out of here to go to Bolingbrook after we get out, but we want to know, what do you feel about House Bill 4082? Should our legislature vote to repeal the pop tax? We'll be back after these messages. Live
from the WVON newsroom. Here's our news.
All right, to the Facebook Live audience. Do you believe that members of the House should vote for House Bill 4082. Now, that bill is proposed by Republicans, but it would it would take us away from the pop tax. Do you want your legislator to be a co-sponsor of the bill? Do you want your legislator to support it? Do you know who your legislator is? Maybe you should call them. Tell them they should support it. Right? Support House Bill 4082. I'm not a proponent of these guys, but I sure would love to see the pop tax repealed. How y'all doing? Now, everybody on the YouTube broadcast, we have 32 people watching live, but if I could get all 32 of you all to like the broadcast, that would be greatly appreciated. What's up to the Facebook Live audience? First of all, let me say what's up. KM, Alvin Norton, Raymond Hubbard. I'm trying to just, if you commented. What's up, TT? Clifton. Hey man, Clifton, rock us in the Ubers, bro. All right, what up, Crystal Scott? Hello. What up, Stephanie? What up, Robert? What up, Bobby Q, KM, James Washington, Robert Cowan, Vaughn Rowland, Tanya Leith Hampton, Yolanda Yodio, Anthony Chambers, James Washington, Nate, Raymond Hubbard, Mike Brown, James Williams, James Washington. We already got a liquor tax. Joe Soul, Raymond Hubbard, Tamika Tanner. What up, Rack? What up, Maurice J. Robinson? Jesse K. What up, boy? What up, Daryl Sif? Shonda Sunshine, Dennis Evans, Cynthia Chapman, Robert Clark, Kwame. Hey, State Senator Kwame Raoul. We still waiting on you to come in the studio, man. You are more than welcome anytime. We'd love to have you in the studio. He's watching the live broadcast.
Well, maybe he'll call in about the. Maybe he wants to say something about his.
What up, Henry? Everybody say what's up to Senator Raoul. He's on the broadcast. Maybe he will support it too. What up, Sharon Holman Mayfield? What up, Joe Passmore? What up, Cynthia Chapman? Donna Black Miller. What's up, Donna? Heard you were considering a run. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to talk to you. What up, Stephanie? Anthony Chambers, Terrence R. Bay, Sharon Holman, Carol Muhammad, Reese Moe, Ken Briscoe. What up, Deanna? Shout out to True Star. Have y'all taken a moment to share the broadcast? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Send out a tweet, let your friends know it's going down. All right, y'all. So, yeah, I'm telling you, people are getting jammed up. Take a moment. If you are on YouTube, we are catching up. YouTube, 29 viewers, 29 likes. Please take a moment and like the broadcast. Appreciate you all. What up? W. Collins. You know what? Hey, y'all, we had a great meeting of the What's in It for the Black People movement last night. Please go to the den. Join the conversation. Thank you very much. What up, Tamiko? Big Nate! All right, y'all. Oh, Maisie, you bogus for that. You bogus. Look, see, this is how people get in trouble. Stop it. What's up, Commissioner Rogers? What up, Dory? What up, Roberto Corliss? What up, Erica Hale, representing for the crib? Sonia Escobize. Janice Pass, what's up? Eddie, I want to talk to you. Brian Gorman. Holla at me, man. The plan is coming together. It's in full effect. What up, Shippy? Yo, that's... What up, Everett? Kenny, man. What's up, man? You tripping, man. Need that. Big Kenny, what up, Hollywood folk? Appreciate you. Renee Scott. Anthony D. Muhammad. Tony Rome. Mia. Oh, what's up, Mia Alba? How are you doing? Let's see. Mario Williams. What up, Prempe? Nanette. Edward. Hey, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the movement is growing as we speak every day. Look, people, when you say their name, they be dropping off. Can't be anonymous, homies. Can't be anonymous. I didn't mean to snort. Hey, what up, Big Brother Kang, Mufasa Red? What up, JV? Y'all bogus, man. Why y'all trying to be some Facebook gangsters, man? People just want to watch. They just want to watch in peace. They not come. If they wanted to answer questions, they would come in the studio.
We come up in here and talk about Trey. This is dead, man. They want meat, man. Meat.
Look, ain't no vegetarian lions up in this one. The vegetarian lions are gone.
They see you walking around. Who is that? What's that? Is that me?
Hey, is that envelope? They got lip? Wait, is it got lip? Did I detect a little lip?
Hey, wait a minute, hold up.
Oh my God. Hey, and I'm speaking for Maze Jackson. How about that? I spy with my eye. Hey man, these
What's the number, man?
Huh?
653 what? 361. Is he still on?
591-1690. 773-591-1690. You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I am your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. That's brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
You know what, boy? That Sonya is something else with these her interlude, Charles.
Did the Rolling Stones do some song about brown sugar?
Oh, I don't know if I like. Wasn't that on the slave boat or something?
No, man. Rolling Stones.
That was a slave song or something. What?
Brown sugar.
You know what? I don't know, man.
Oh,
you
man.
Durant. See, remember, I never. How you say, Charles? You're right. That one was about chocolate tie. I know that one. But the other one, Charles. See, I never went to that party. The Rolling Stones. I ain't go to that party. How you say? I ain't go to that party.
The Rolling Stones
right.
party. Man.
I ain't go to the Rolling Stones. I missed that. I wasn't at Woodstock, bro.
Yeah.
That was a little bit.
Before your time.
A little bit before my time.
You missed a great one, man.
Why do I feel like you had a great time? Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1698. I mean, we are talking. Man, this sugar tax has really become pervasive. Charles, I'm going to tell you, I believe it is going to be one of the deciding factors for the whole entire party.
If it's around that long. If it's still around by the primary, it's going to be an issue. But, you know, there's so many ways for the county to get out of this. So many ways. They could end this now, and by next spring, I think mostly it will be forgotten.
But Charles, do you think though? I don't think it would become forgotten because remember this is all linked to jobs and revenue now. So that means you got to fire. You already fired 300. So now you got to fire 300 more. So now you're gonna have a base of disgruntled county workers.
Well, but that's not. I mean, several hundred county workers. That doesn't affect the rest of us. They've been giving us that line for years. That, the county workers, the county workers. The bottom line is that most people in the county do not work for the county. Everything surrounds the public sector workers, it seems. And most of us don't work in the public sector. Most of us don't have pensions. It is like that they were given that line. And I think that what they're going to find out is that people aren't as concerned as they want us to think that we are.
Well, Charles, that gets me to thinking
that they have 1,500 vacant positions that they got to fill. I don't care about that. I really don't.
Dang, Charles, you're so dispassionate.
No, I don't. I don't think anybody really cares that you got 1,500 vacant positions. If the county's working fine, why should we be funding 1,500 vacant positions? That's what Commissioner Boykin told us they were doing when he came in here. They're funding vacant positions. And what do they use them for? Patronage? I don't know. But why are we funding vacant positions?
Charles, I don't know why we are funding vacant positions. And I'm starting to just wonder, do you think that there's a way out? Do you think that the Fed, like with the way this issue is, because, there was the implication that the feds were colluding with the state government, the Donald Trump government was colluding with the state government to conspire against Democrats against this tax. Do you think
that was totally ridiculous. Yeah, that somehow the Department of the Federal Department of Agriculture or whatever that is the big manager of the food stamp program was somehow colluding with the no.
Charles, I'm just saying. You sure this isn't a Bruce Rauner conspiracy to just do it?
You got 2 more Bruce Rauners left,
Hey man, I'm just telling you, Bruce Rauner.
We're gonna blame Bruce Rauner for the pop tax?
Yes.
Oh, come on, man.
He is trying to stop. Look, we need the pop tax to help the poor and underprivileged that cannot have health care, and Bruce Rauner is trying to stop.
Bruce Rauner's behind the pop. Oh, yes. Man, come on.
So let me ask you, but so do you want your legislator to vote for this bill for 4082? Would you, if you knew that there was an opportunity to get the pop tax repealed, and you knew that the person that was in the polling place and you get to hit the button and they chose not to repeal the pop tax, how would that affect you?
I think it would affect the vote. If you could get the word out that this person was pro pop tax or anti pop tax, I think that issue is a hot button issue enough to sway a vote, definitely. In any race, but I think you'd have to frame it as such, and that takes money and campaign
but that's
wherewithal to frame
Charles,
it like that.
But so then when you think about the fact that the beverage industry already committed to spending $7 million in just the county. In just the county races. Up to $3 million in the president's race. Then you think about those commissioners that voted for it, and they're being $1 million up on each one of them.
And they're not used to spending.
And where's that money coming from? We don't raise the money on the South Side like that.
Nope.
Right? Now, then this thing goes to the state level, and they say, man, if I was the county commissioners, I'd be calling all state legislators saying repeal it. Vote for it.
Get it off our
backs.
Right. That's what I thought that the president would do when this court case came up. Hey, let the courts throw it out and then say, hey, I tried, but I'm going to go back and do something else now. I think people would have been forgiving in that circumstance.
Well, but
she doubled down on it and tripled down on it.
And now she whooping people for it. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you're on the Talk of Chicago 1690. Tony?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning, Mays. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning.
The issue, Charles, is not so much as funding some of the vacant positions. The issue is, I believe, is that we're constantly in deficit. And we have to look at the issue of why are we constantly in deficit year after year if our budgets are set to usually over a 5-year period to reduce deficits. So what is it forensically, what is it within our county budgets that we're doing that's constantly causing us to be within the deficit?
Taxing and spending. That's what they do.
Why do you keep hitting these Republicans?
Because I know that's what they are. I know what it sounds like, but that's what they do. Not only at the county, but also at the city and and at the state. They tax and they run out of money. Then they have to tax again.
How do they keep running out of money?
I don't know, because
I thought the whole point of the tax
spending more than they have. And what they're doing, they're scaring people away. So there are fewer people to tax, and then you have fewer people to tax. You got to tax those remaining people more. This is not complicated. I mean, Illinois has the highest out-migration of any state in the country. The United States Department of Census under Barack Hussein Obama.
Donald Trump.
They were the ones who told us that. That wasn't Trump that said that we had the highest out-migration in the country. We have it in the city. We've lost 200,000 black people. A lot of them have left the state. I mean, so the math is there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. Seems like we have another chance to repeal the pop tax. But I'm not confident that it's the people before the party. We'll talk about that when we continue.
More of the morning show with Ladies Jackson coming up on the Talk of Chicago 1690 WVON.
How y'all feeling out there? Y'all tuned in? Pop tax? Yes? No? Can you take a moment, share the broadcast?
Yeah, man, they told me a story. Diane Scott was saying they're giving health care now to illegal immigrants. That if you are an undocumented immigrant and you go to Cook County Hospital, you get treatment.
Why?
And you tell them that you're an undocumented immigrant, and they will give you treatment, right? No problem, because they're a sanctuary county. But if you come from Gary, Indiana, and you go to Cook County Hospital and say, I need some treatment. They say, where you from? And you show them you from Gary. They'll say, oh, no, you got to go back over the border. We're not going to.
Sort of like the Haitians.
Huh?
Sort of like the Haitians.
I mean, you can't get it.
No, you can't get that here.
If you're undocumented from Honduras, you can get it. But you can't get it if you came in from Indiana. They say, well, don't you have a hospital over there you can go to and get free treatment? What you doing over here? You know what I'm saying? You can come across the border, but you can't come across the state line. It's incredibly crazy.
Hey KM, who's the troll on Facebook? Just tell me the name. Yeah, KM, just tell me the name. I'm watching it right now, and I'll grab it. And we can just ban them. But I would expect. Let me say that I would expect that we'll start to see a lot more trolls and a lot more people jumping on our Facebook feeds and our lives, because this is becoming such a widely watched. And now they have to start detracting from the inside. So if you recognize a troll, just let us know who the troll is and we got it.
A troll on Facebook?
And if it's the Servette, whatever, he's going now.
Who are you looking at YouTube?
Facebook. I'm telling them on Facebook. We got a guy on YouTube. I mean, they were telling me on YouTube, but we got a guy on Facebook. I got him.
Servette cat.
Right. Okay, I got him.
Taking a look at our weather, turning sunny and warm today as temperatures climb near 80. Tonight, possible rain, clouds.
What up, Ogugwa Odume?
The National Weather Service says
John, I got it, John. What up, Kenneth? What up, Maria?
still 68 degrees in the South Shore, 69 in O'Hare, and 68 here from Chicago. Back to look at traffic and weather now. I'm Annette Florida on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
What's this?
What's the matter?
Survey.
I got it. I got it. It was a troll. He was a troll, and I just deleted him. I blocked him. We're good. Don't worry about it. We back, Charles.
With all these bricks, 36, that's a whole shit. Want a bag, gotta have bricks. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I make hits, but I still take.
You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas, in the building. And Charles, like I was telling you, man, it seems like this pop tax, sugar tax, we got a chance to repeal it. But I don't know if it will happen.
Not on the state level?
Yeah.
I think there's less of a chance of it happening on the state level, but more of a chance of it happening at the county board itself. I think there's some momentum there because those people understand who voted for the tax. If they had to do it over again, they might consider voting in another way.
I think if I knew that there was $7 million facing me and I had a chance to revote, and think about this though, all the white people on the north side, they ain't got no issues. All the people with the issues, black folks on the south side and a couple white guys. Now the white guys, they probably don't have, they gonna get all the money they need to defend themselves. But where does that leave the black people who are going to be standing there holding the bag?
Well, Queen Sugar can come through with some money. She's powerful.
Man.
She can come up with some cash.
$1 million a pop?
Yeah, but then she's going to have to defend herself. She's not going to be able to do what she did in 2014, which is help everybody else. She didn't have an opponent. This time she could get primary, and there could be a Republican waiting in the wings for her should she be fortunate enough to survive a primary. And a lot of people think she can't survive a primary at this point.
They gotta make some friends, man. They gotta start making some friends instead of so many enemies.
And Mike Madigan doesn't have the money to help her because he's gonna be too busy trying to defend his own house.
Charles, I'm just telling you, this is getting ready to be a political Armageddon. Let's go to Carlos here on the Talk of Chicago. Carlos.
Hello, how you doing?
Great. Turn that radio down for me, Carlos.
Yeah.
Even though I do love hearing us. Thank you for listening.
Sister, my brother, here's what I've been asking. With the sugar tax, I was going down. You know where old Roberts used to be on 63rd Street?
Yes.
Okay, I was with some fellas and we were looking at all those overloaded trucks coming out of that grill yard. And I was thinking about all these accidents and the streets being torn up. And we came to the conclusion, whose ox is Gordon? If the city and the county enforce the overweighted truck regulations, it would be safer. They would come into a whole lot of money. But then those people who have been for years not to have the city do it or the county like Sherburns wasn't going to go along with it.
You know what, Carlos, right? Well, I tell you what, I know where you're going with them trucks, right? But you got to think about who owns the big trucking companies, right? And it's much easier to tax the little guy than to go after the big guy who owns a trucking company who is going to make life helpful. Let's go to Todd on the Talk of Chicago. Todd, you're on the Talk of Chicago.
Yes, how you doing? Good morning. How
Great.
you doing today?
Good morning.
I wanted to know, you all are talking about the sugar tax, and I haven't heard you speak anything about like the water meters that are being put in homes and taxes done on water. We don't need sugar. So we could just ignore not buy the property. That would solve the problem. We can have a better conversation about this water bill that we got on our hands.
So, Todd, I don't know if I was on air when the water meter situation occurred. I'm thinking, so I'm not really familiar with it, but I do know that the water bill, they increased the tax on the water. That is the water commissioners from the city, right? They increased the tax on water. That's another round tax.
Right. There's another round tax. And,
so he got the water out the faucet. Tony got the water out the bottle.
Yeah, and Rom got a bag tax and got some cell phone taxes. I mean, there's just been, it's the cumulative effect of all these taxes that I think people are really talking about here. And the pop tax is just this proverbial straw that broke the camel's back.
But Charles, do you think that this pop tax can play on the state level? Do you think that it has any legs? Do you think that...
No, because the powers that be are not going to let it have any legs at this point. I get it. I know where they're coming from. But I just can't see Speaker Madigan letting a bill like that onto the floor where his own reps would be put on notice of either having to support the party or the people. And, you know, they support the party. They don't support the people. That's in both parties, by the way.
So I guess there's another question to ask people when they're coming to see you. You can ask them where they, I mean, you know, let me just tell you.
I do that all the time. They come in here, we ask Alderman Sawyer when he was here about the pop tax. Well, he says, that's a county matter. No, wait a minute, man. Your ward is within the county. What do you think? They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. They don't want to go against, you know, the powers that be.
When do the people have more power? When? See, I feel like up north, those politicians are more fearful of the people than the power. And on the south side, we more fearful of the power than the people.
Because the power is giving the south side politicians money. The south side black politicians have to get their money from the party. The white politicians get their money from the businesses in their wards and districts. That's that.
Charles, you make it seem so simple, bro.
I have that. Sometimes I do that. Tend to oversimplify things. But I think it's the point.
Charles, I mean, I just feel like here's a chance for us to get out from under this. And I think everybody can stand. I mean, this is a chance to show that you are with the people. We could this could be a bipartisan type of deal. Everybody could get on and everybody came home. I'm going to tell you, I personally would celebrate anybody who voted against the pop tax. Black, white, Asian, and Latino, you would get a what's in it for the black people pound for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. When we come back, we'll finish this conversation. Plus, we'll talk to Ebony K. Williams from Fox. Charles, she's been here with us before, but even Fox News had to blast Donald Trump. We'll talk about it when we come back at 7:59.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation.
Charles, you got the camera. You got the camera, bro.
Yeah, man. This should be an interesting conversation because with Fox News asking questions about Donald Trump, I think it's a sign that the Republican part of Trumpism is beginning to fall apart in a way that they tried to keep a unified front behind this president. But 6 months into it, I think that they're beginning to think about cutting their losses, you know, and somehow getting Trump out of the White House and Pence into the White House. I see it happening. And while this Russia investigation, I think is really BS for the most part. I got to think they're going to try to get Trump to leave on his own, but if he doesn't, then they will look for any high crime or misdemeanor they can to get him out. And if it means stringing something together out of the Russian piece, they'll do it, because the Republican Party, it appears, cannot survive with this guy. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in the show, it was only 2 weeks ago, just over 2 weeks ago, that they put this new guy in as the chief of staff, firing Reince Priebus and then getting this whole bit with the communications director, getting rid of Sean Spicer, the press secretary, bringing this new woman in, it hasn't made any difference. Trump is still saying stuff so crazy that the country remains in chaos. So they got to start thinking about making a move. They have 15 months before the election in 2018, the Republicans, and that's not a lot of time. So they conceivably could try to find a way to make Trump go away in the next couple of months, so at least they would have a year or so to rehabilitate themselves. The other danger with Donald Trump is that if he tried to rehabilitate himself by starting a war, you know what I'm saying?
Wagging that dog.
Wagging that dog to try to save his own ass, to get the attention off his chaotic White House, then we're all in trouble. And I wouldn't put it past him. He's shown that he is enough of a narcissist that he could do something like that, where he really wouldn't care about what happened or the long-term effects of it, as long as it saved him. So, you know, the guy, nothing has improved. If anything, has gotten worse. He could have handled the situation with these people in Virginia a lot differently than he did, and it would take somebody who was presidential to do that. And this guy is proving that he just doesn't have the chops to be presidential. He just doesn't have to do it. I mean, Ronald Reagan didn't care nothing about you, but at least Ronald Reagan knew how to act like the president. Ronald Reagan was an actor. He knew how to act like the president. This guy, Donald Trump, I mean, he just doesn't know how to act like the president, let alone be the president. I mean, basically, people getting tired of all this, man. These shouting matches he has in these press conferences. I mean, come on, man. This some scuff shoe reporter. You talking to him like he's at your equal. You're the president of the United States. Act like it. Don't argue with these people. Tell them you ain't gonna say nothing. That's it. I said what I'm gonna say and walk away. But no, he takes it personal. He doesn't know how to rise above. I don't know, man. I don't think the country can take this guy like for another, through the end of the year even, if this is how he's gonna roll.
All right, y'all. You know this is our short day. This is a day we only go till 8:20. Then it is the Urban Business Roundtable Rewind. Download. Can the NFL please sign Colin Kaepernick? Please, please, please. Please sign Colin Kaepernick. Jesus. Do you watch Charles? Charles. Yes, I am going through football withdrawal. I'm telling y'all now, but if they sign Colin Kaepernick, I'm watching. So I sure hope they sign him. Yeah, but y'all, one of the things that I heard today on Al Sharpton, and yeah, I know I was listening to Al Sharpton, but one of the things that I did get as a great takeaway was that these are the people that are feeling like they've lost, right? And that they actually lost the battle. They're there to protest a loss, which is their junk is coming down. So I think it's reaction, and I don't think of it as much as a national movement towards it. I think it's all of the couch dwellers coming outside from the couches. I mean, all the basement living people. Be real interesting, man. But y'all, if you get a chance, you really should watch that Vice special on it, man. That was great. It was just great to see. It was just great to see, like, y'all some dummies. Y'all ignorant. But the other part was, though, yes.
So, Ebony audio, 34 seconds. Well, can you kill me on that, or just play it on the way in?
Play it on the way in. I need my yoga, though.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, play it on the way in.
And then also have Trump, 1 minute.
What do you want to do? Do Trump and then.
And then you come in, and then I'll hit the clip for her, and then.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the tweet, Aaron. What up, Robert? I appreciate that. What up, Patah? Ron Stowe. We back, y'all.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Maze Jackson on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Look at Charles over there pushing the button hard. Look how he doing it to the beat. Back with your legs up. I'm my own private dancer. Pop, pop, pop. My own private dancer. Drown him out, people, drown him out. Show the love. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let me see you do the yoga. He working hard. Let love outshine hate. Baby, bend over. Let your booty do the yoga. Flex. Flex.
What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt? Let me ask you this. What about the fact they came charging with clubs in their hands, swinging clubs? Do they have any problem? I think they do. You had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest, and very legally protest, because, you know, I don't know if you know, they had a permit. The other group didn't have a permit. So I only tell you this, there are two sides to a story. I thought what took place was a horrible moment for our country, a horrible moment. But there are two sides to the country. You had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers. And you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. And Charles, that was President Donald Trump in response to Charlottesville. It's kind of like he fake apologized, then came back with an apology that was kind of okay, and then he just blew it all up.
It's like somebody isn't talking to this man. Does he have advisors? Does he have people that sounding boards? I guess not. He's just playing, he's shooting from the hip.
Charles. Donald Trump was so off the chain yesterday that even Fox News had something to say. Let's go to the clip from Ebony K. Williams.
Mr. President, I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. I can no longer do that, Mr. President. No more benefit, all doubt. In a moment where you could have been crystal clear, where you stand on the issue of inclusion, standing up against white supremacy and domestic terrorism, you very intentionally chose to be ambiguous and to equivocate. All sides, Mr. President, please. President Trump, I do not know your heart, but what I do know for sure is that you've clearly done the math, and you've decided that your portion of the base that is absolutely racist is so significant, so valuable, that you hesitate, even in the face of blatant, flagrant hatred, to risk turning them off and thereby crippling your political stronghold.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on the line is Ebony K. Williams. She is from Fox. Ebony, you're from Fox News, and even you had to snap on President Trump, and you wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Talk to me. What happened?
Sure, May. First of all, good morning, and good morning to you, Charles.
Good morning.
Yeah, it really wasn't that remarkable. I'll tell you that. I think a lot of people, this is trending. This is, I guess, having some big viral moment, and that's fine. I know the sensational kind of social media world we live in. But I got to tell you, Maze, if you or anybody else, and I know that like folks don't really watch Fox News, and that's understandable for well-earned reasons. But I've been there for on and off almost 4 years now. And my critique, whether it's President Trump, whether it's President Obama, whether it's policies or anything that I feel is hurtful to our community, I've always been a vocal champion of, and I've always been an advocate around. So this is not new to me. When you ask me what happened, I now host a show. That's one thing that's happened that's different from when you're either a free guest or a contributor. So what I have done strategically and very intentionally is earned the right to have a platform on Fox News Channel, which has an audience that rarely speaks to our point of view as black folks, barely has our perspective on, certainly does not consider our best interests editorially. What I've done is I've earned the right, Maeve, to have an unfiltered 3-minute monologue because I now co-host the show, and I was able to tell my producers straight up, I'm going to need a docket today, and I'm going to need a long one so that I can make what I feel is a critically important point directly to President Trump. So that's all that happened.
So, Ebony, talk to me about being a black woman at Fox News and then trying to fight for our issues. For telling us what it's like to be a black woman at Fox News and having to work in that environment being black.
Sure. It's an important question, Maze, and I'm really glad you asked it. And I will start it by saying I have something I want to say to you, because I'm a very authentic person. Anybody that knows me will tell you that. And I'm not one to bite my tongue. So the last time I was on your program, I believe almost before you said good morning to me, you asked me if I was a real black person. And I was, I don't know, stunned, surprised, because I know that you got my name from Melody, who's amazing. And I'm going to tell you the problem with that question, Mace. I don't know your heart either, right? And I don't know your intentionality, and maybe you thought it was funny. It's actually not funny, and it's offensive. Here's why. Because I would assume that you don't invite anybody on your program that you haven't researched to some degree and have some understanding of their body of work and their perspective. And if you've done anything around that, or your producers, you would know, again, I'm not new to this, Mace. I spent my career even before I was on radio, before I was on television, when I was a public defender, when I was a criminal defense attorney, when I was a student in the leadership of the black student movement at UNC Chapel Hill from the age of 16 on. This has been my life work. So, am I a real black woman? It's a silly question. It's an offensive question. And my work speaks for myself.
Well, let me.
So
Let me respond to that. First of all, Ebony, I asked the question because so many of the black women, yourself, Omarosa, are judged by the job that they have, and so oftentimes for our listening audience,
I missed that.
Are judged by
Omarosa. Okay.
Have been judged by the people that you work for as compared to who you are as a person. And so oftentimes, because you work for Fox, people will say, oh, you're not really authentically black. And so that was the opportunity. But go ahead, finish with your point.
Okay, fine enough. And again, this is, for me, not a defense of Fox News, because I'm never going to defend the indefensible. Fox has reputation of beyond skepticism when it comes to our communities, in particular Black folks and others as well, right? Again, Fox is not even close to the first place I've worked, man. That's just where I work right now, and it's not even the only place I work. I am also your colleague in talk radio. I work for WABC Radio. I host a show from 12 to 3, Monday through Friday, with Curtis Lewa. So it's been very important to me to have a multiple platform voice so that people can better and fully understand my point of view, my work, and my passion and my mission.
Ebony,
so to your question,
Ebony, this is Charles Thomas.
What's up, Charles?
How you doing? Look, let's get off that and let's talk about how would you.
No, it's not.
No. I know, but let's move on. I got a question I want to ask you about the president and this back and forth with individual members of the news media. I mean, it seems like it's gotten to the point of personality, and it's really off point. It's like they've got this private war going on, and I don't think the country really benefits from that. And what's your take on that? What's going on?
Yeah, my take on that is it's stupid. I mean, it's silly. I think the president enjoys it. I think the president's face gets off on it. But I'm not going to just get off of the conversation we were having, Charles, respectfully, because I think it's important. Because you guys have a fantastic audience of predominantly Black folks. And I think it's important that your audience and yourselves, the host, can understand that it's very important that whether it's me, and I have all kinds of beef with Omarosa for a whole litany of reasons I won't get into right now, but y'all got to understand that we have to be in all spaces if we are at all serious as Black folks around pushing our collective or community agendas. I mean, am I right?
I think probably just as you referred to telling us about listening to your producers, if they gave you some research, you would know that we tell Black people to be in every party, to be everywhere. That's why we have a relationship with Giano and Fox. That's why we ask for you to come and give your perspective. So I think that we all agree here on this space that for so long we have been pigeonholed by party affiliation and by Black people are supposed to do this and to do that, that we miss the opportunity. And I think, quite frankly, even as I listen to you, you missed the point of us asking, were you a real sister? Our audience, our audience may not have been as familiar with you, and I thought that it was a great opportunity for you to communicate to people that just because you work at Fox News does not mean that you are not authentic and that you cannot ask or answer the question, what's in it for the Black people? So when we look at Fox, we look to you or Giano to give us insight. That's what the point of the question was. So
okay. I appreciate that point. That's not a problem at all, Mabe. But the context was unfortunate, because you didn't give it any context, if you recall. You literally just asked me that. And it's somebody who, again, you got to remember, I'm not new to this, and I'm a grown professional working woman, Maze, and yourself is as well. You're grown up, and you're an adult. And so I'm going to operate with a presumption of respect for you.
Ebony,
and I just only ask the same. That's all.
Ebony,
well, thank you.
I just think we kind of gotten off. We were talking about the president and him losing people, losing support. The problem is now, Charles, the time is over.
Oh, my God. So, Ebony, I do want to thank you for coming and joining us on the WVON Morning Show. I do appreciate you being here to talk with us on the WVON Morning Show. I'm sorry that you felt offended by the question that we asked you. Charles, man, action-packed show today, brother. This pop tax I think this pop tax is going to be an issue for a lot of people, man. A lot of people. I think they got to button up and start making sure they done the right thing. And Charles, you know what? They'll ask that interview right there.
I'm still trying to figure out what that was about.
I think it was big, man.
I don't know what that was about, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I wanted to talk to her more about the people tending to move away from the president at this point because of how he is behaving, and that how this unpresidential act that's underway at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's my concern.
Charles, it just seemed like a brother can't win for losing. You know what? Look, now, I'm the king of defending everybody Black, no matter who you work for, because I don't believe your job defines you. And so when you try to have a tongue-in-cheek conversation, she must have been holding on to that for a long time.
Yeah, and this is a critical time.
She
as
took
I said
10 minutes
earlier,
on the show.
In Donald Trump's presidency, I think we could see the Republican Party and his supporters beginning to say, hey, we got to cut our losses on this guy. I see that coming. You heard it here first. I see it coming. And I think this incident over the past weekend and the past couple of days are going to be telling.
Charles, let's go to the live line. Got time for one call. Go ahead, Audrey.
Hi.
Hey, Audrey.
Hi. I was listening to the Fox News reporter, from which I was very proud that she did speak up as really to Donald Trump and all of his tactics or whatever. But I also heard, in terms of the offense that was made from you guys regarding her being black, I do think that you should, before proceeding, it is appropriate to at least apologize, because I think she's being very clear. And I know that we want to get to the subject and the matter, but I think before you move forward, I think, that you guys should take ownership over what happened. She's obviously telling you that she was offended by the statement, and I appreciate her bringing clarity as to her position at Fox, as well as her position as being a person who stands for equality, justice all around.
Thank you, Audrey. So let me tell you what. I'm not apologizing. Sorry, I'm not.
Well, I never said anything, so I'm not anything. I'm
saying that we do the morning show, and this is our show. My intent was not to offend her. We asked her, was she actually black? Because so many people come in here and purport to be black and tell us they for the community. I wanted to know, are you black? Yes? Okay, there it is. That's why you listen to us. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my main man, Charles Thomas. For Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. Sonia Escobar, the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. And myself, Maze Jackson. I want to thank you all for being here. I want to make sure we do say that I do respect her and her job and what she's done and all of the titles that she's got. I just wanted to have a conversation with a sister. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Talk Chicago. Until tomorrow, you may not like it, but you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Live from the WVON.
Okay, I'm lost on that.
What?
I was lost on that.
That was an ambush. That was an ambush in reverse.
But like, I want to
She tried to set the narrative.
But what was the narrative? Like, I'm saying
I think she just wanted to, maybe from the last time, she wanted to get you back.
But I wasn't trying to get her the first time.
Well,
I just said
think about, like, we look at this woman down there, this woman who's running for Attorney General.
Right.
And there's some questions about her, who she came from, who she is, why she says what she says, believes what she says. Black people in 2017 are different than black people in 1967, are different than black people in 1917. We evolve, we change, we become different things. And one of our real problems is that we've been pigeonholed and somebody's trying to tell us who we are. And we're different now. And we got a whole different ball game. And I mean, somebody like her who goes to work for Fox News probably gets it all the time. But she's some kind of like race trader, because she works at Fox News and we all know what Fox News is about. But the thing is, we work in all kinds of different places and do all kinds of different things now, and we got to come back together. When I say reconstitute, that's what I mean. I mean, we got to come up with all kinds of ideas, all kinds of new people, living in different places, doing different things, man, and working for Fox News and the Republican Party and all kinds of shit. Their struggle is still our struggle. We can't compartmentalize it and say your struggle is worth less than mine, when we all struggle. That's all we do. All we have is a common destiny and a shared history. Our struggle is how we do it. And maybe she feels that if she can make a difference at Fox News, she's steeped in that. So she's emotional about it.
But I'm not mad. I'm working at Fox News.
You're not, but you hit a nerve. Because that's the nerve she probably gets at every cocktail party she ever goes to. Everywhere, people ask her the same damn question that you ask her. What's up with you? You work at Fox? And she has to go through the damn speech. So she's pissed. So you fronted her off in a very public way, to a very public audience. When you ask, at a cocktail party, asking her that is one thing, but asking her on the radio, she probably carried it around for weeks. And she ambushed you. It ain't no fault of yours, but she decided she had an agenda. She wanted to set the narrative for the conversation, which she should not have done. But I wouldn't worry about it, man. I wouldn't worry about it at all, because you only ask the question everybody would ask. You ask it in a very mazed way, but that's all right, because you mazed. You ain't trying to be nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the audience got it.
Are you a real? I asked Omarosa the same damn question.
But Omarosa obviously handles it better. I was saying.
You know what? There's also to use satire and humor when you ask questions like that, instead of just come full forward and ask a blatant question. So if you do it with a smile and with humor, it gets received different.
But I was like, "Are you a sister?" I was like, "Are you a real sister?"
Person. She probably when she says. Oh, you're a sister.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Oh, what's up with you?
Holla back.
That's what they're doing at the party every time she goes, and